Hello everybody and welcome to Algebra 1 with Mr. Childs. So now we're going to learn how to factor out trinomials when a is not 1. So let's go ahead and get started. We have 10x squared plus 26x plus 12. First thing you always want to make sure is there a greatest common factor I can pull out from everything? Since I have 10, 26, and 12, there is the greatest common factor I could pull out. I could pull out a 2. So if I pull out a 2, that means 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5. I haven't done nothing to the variable, so it stays the same. Plus 26 divided by 2 gives you 13. X plus 12 divided by 2 gives you 6. Now we could go into identifying my A, B, and C. So we could say A, B, C. A is equal to 5, so we have a positive 5. B is equal to positive 13. And C is equal to positive 6. From here, we're going to go ahead and make the table. And we have A times C. And on the right side, we're going to have a B. So substitution, A is equal to positive 5 times C. C is equal to positive 6. Positive times a positive is a positive. 5 times 6 is 30. B is equal to positive 13. Now that we identify this, we can go ahead and do our signs. So remember, we have positive times a positive, negative times a negative, and positive times a negative. Now I'm looking for two signs that multiply and give me a positive. So I could use a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. So I could cross this one out. Now, I want it to add up and give me a positive sign. So it would have to be a positive times a positive. Now, I'm going to go ahead and write the factors of 30. We have 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 5 times 6. And remember, everything is going to be positive. All right, let's go ahead and combine them. So positive 1 plus 30 gives you positive 31. Positive 2 plus 15 gives you positive 17. Positive 3 plus 10 gives you positive 13. And positive 5 plus 6 gives you positive 11. I'm looking for positive 13. So that means these are my factors. So in this case, since A is not 1, we're going to go ahead and use grouping. So the factors I found are going to be the coefficients of x. So we could say 5x squared, and we broke up the b into positive 3x plus 10x plus 6. And remember, now what we're going to do is break them up into groups. So 5x squared plus 3x plus 10x plus 6. Now from each group, we're going to see what we could pull out from them. So from 5x squared plus 3x, I can't pull nothing out from the coefficients, so I can pull out a x. So x parentheses 5. X squared divided by x gives me x plus 3. X divided by x gives me 1, so I could just leave the plus. What can I pull out from 10x plus 6? I could pull out a 2, which would leave 10 divided by 2 gives me 5x. Positive 6 divided by 2 gives me positive 3. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and write what's identical. Well, as we look at it, we could tell that 5x plus 3 and 5x plus 3. So we're going to go ahead and write 5x plus 3. Now, we're going to write what's in front of the binomials. So we have an x on this side, and we have a plus 2. We're almost done. One thing you got to remember, if you factored out the greatest common factor at the start, you're going to have to write that back in. So what we're going to do is write down the greatest common factor we put out, which was a 2. So my final answer is going to be 2, open parentheses, 5x plus 3, close parentheses, open parentheses, x plus 2. Let's go ahead and try another one. All right, everybody. So now we have 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. First thing is greatest common factor. 3, positive 11, negative 4. None of them have it. So we're going to go ahead and identify A, B, and C. A is going to be a positive 3. B is going to be positive 11. And C is going to be negative 4. Now that we identified A, B, and C, we're going to go ahead and set up a table. So we have A times C on the left and B on the right. A is going to be positive 3 times C is going to be negative 4. Positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 4 is 12. Now B is going to be positive 11. Well, now we have to figure out what signs is it going to use. So we have positive times a positive, negative times a negative, positive times a negative. They need to multiply and give me a negative. Positive times a positive is a positive, so that's out. Negative times a negative is a positive, so that's out. So I'm left over with positive and a negative. So let's go ahead and write the factors of 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Now remember, one of them has to be a positive and one of them has to be a negative. So we're going to go ahead and look at our B value. B says it's a positive. So my greater number has to be a positive. So we have positive 12, negative 4. Positive 6, negative 2. Positive 4, negative 3. Now let's go ahead and simplify the expressions. So negative 1 plus 12 gives you positive 11. Negative 2 plus 6 gives you positive 4. And negative 3 plus 4 gives you positive 1. So if I'm looking for B as positive 11, my answer is negative 1 and positive 12. Let's go ahead and break up our B value. So we have 3x squared, but instead of 11x, we're going to break it down into negative 1x plus 12x minus 4. So remember, if you have a positive and a negative, always put the negative in front. Now, let's go ahead and group them. So we have 3x squared minus 1x in a group, plus 12x minus 4 in another. What can we pull out from 3x squared minus 1x? Well, we can pull out x. And we're left over with 3x minus 1. On the 12x minus 4, we can pull out a 4. So positive 4. 12 divided by 4 gives you 3x. Negative 4 divided by 4 gives you a negative 1. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and identify what is identical here. Well, we see that 3x minus 1 and 3x minus 1 are identical. So we're going to write it as 3x minus 1. Now, what's being multiplied with these binomials? Well, x and positive 4. Now, my final answer is going to be 3x minus 1 times x plus 4. Now you learned how to factor out a trinomial when b is positive and a is not 1. If you have any questions, please let me know.